All praises to the Most High Yah and His Son Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ. We're just doing a quick commentary on, in behalf of the Israelites, in behalf of Whoopi Goldberg. The earth helped the woman, Revelations 12 and 16. And so God is letting truth come back on the earth now, right? Why? Because the lie is being revealed because why? The Babylon is falling. He's bringing Babylon down, right? I know a lot of us think we're still slaves, but we're not slaves. We're free in Christ Jesus. We're free in Yahweh Shai. Although we're still in captivity, we're not slaves because we're speaking of the mind. So it's a lot of truth on the earth that freed us. It's a lot of truth on the earth that freed us because if they might have our bodies in captivity, but our minds are free. We're not feeble-minded anymore. So when we talk about, let's see, we're going to go back here.
Drinking warm water before bed fixes tooth and gum problems overnight.
We're going to go back here.
Decay and repairing
Okay. So
we're back now with fresh controversy surrounding Whoopi Goldberg. It's spilling over from comments she made almost a year ago saying the Holocaust was not about race. She was white.
Fair use. This is for educational purposes. First, we want to start off. What is race? We got to use these words as the etymology, as the writer intended the definition to be. Race. God designed race. Okay, He designed that word. He's a perfect communicator. He invented communication. He invented language. Right. He invented spoken word. He made the voice. He made words. Okay. So God said race. You can't have 2 or 3 different races out of one race. The Italians, the Greeks, the Irish, the Polish, they call themselves different races. But we know that's only one race. So when they say race, they're talking about their brothers fighting brothers. One race. They're talking about relatives fighting relatives. Whoopi was trying to be nice when she said humans fighting humans in humanity to humans. She was trying to be nice, right? But we're talking one race here. So we can't, when you define race, we're talking about Esau and Jacob. In the last days, the Bible said Esau and Jacob would be fighting each other. Jacob would be holding on to Esau's heel to pull him out of power. Because why? God is using Jacob to help set up the kingdom of Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, world called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, setting up God's kingdom to rule back on the earth like it was intended. So I know all these people are mad that they got to come out of godly status, out of their earthly God status. God called them Idumea, the Greek and the Romans. He called Esau's people, all of them Idumea. Get that straight.
Widely condemned then and apologized, but she just made similar comments again in a new interview. NBC's Nayela Charles has the story.
Tonight, Whoopi Goldberg making controversial comments again, reiterating statements from earlier this year that the Holocaust wasn't about race. The Sunday Times of London quoted Goldberg as saying the Holocaust, quote, wasn't originally about race. Also saying, quote, they did that to black people too, but it doesn't change the fact that you could not tell a Jew on a street. You could find me. You couldn't find them. That was the point I was making. The Times said when the reporter reminded Goldberg that Nazis identified Jews as a race, she rebutted, the oppressor is telling you what you are. Why are you believing them?
Let's stop right there. Really, we don't have to go no further. She said it all right there. Why are we letting our slave masters decide what race we come from or who our ancestors are? They're going to lie anyway. We got all the books. And I'm going to tell you something else. Israelites, you need to set up a petition so all of our people can self-identify. Everybody who considered themselves as a Jew, a Native American, the first the Native Americans who were here, when they got here, were black. All of them was black. Every one of them was black. Different shades of brown, right? There was no white people over here when Esau got here, when Columbus got here, right? They were not here. All the books tell you that. All the crusaders and the pioneers tell you when they got here, they saw those those black people, those natives. They were from Michael Jordan's color down to light brown, golden brown like wheat, right? Ephraim, a cake unturned, golden brown, not pale like a lot of people want to believe. So, and when they came, they started sowing tear into good ground. They started sowing the tare, Tare, with the wheat. That's what the parable Jesus was talking about in Matthew 13. That's the parable he gave us, how the enemy came and sowed the tare among the wheat. So that's where we got this new group of people who call themselves brown and they call themselves mulatto. That's where we got them from. I'm going to stay on that because we're not letting that tare. We're not going to let the tare going to be here with the wheat. We can't separate you. God's going to separate you. And like I said before, he's gathering the tare up. He's gathering them up for the fire right now. And you know, God let you do it to yourself. Ain't that right? Somebody said that. I heard somebody preaching that, teaching that the other day. God will let you pick your own poison. You can accept, here's the good he set before you this day, the good and the bad, good and evil. So when the chair decided to say, okay, we gonna get away from our black relatives and we're just gonna mate and produce with our Spanish, with our Native American, our light skin to white. We trying to go back white so we can be considered the good race again. You gathering yourself up for that fire, for them nukes, right? Your mindset is getting you perfectly suited for those nukes to come. You're saying we don't want to recognize God chosen people as our ancestors. And and during slavery, during this period of destruction, the scattering period, Esau planted, and he's still doing it. He planted over 600,000 babies into our race on the slaves. He put 600,000 babies on the slaves, and they had to take care of his babies. And he called us bad daddy. He set up child support agencies to come and round us up. He should be rounding his own ass up, right? But he rounds us up and call us no good daddies and get paid. He pay himself. He pay himself to lure us into contracts, uh, making us responsible for paper money that he's given these people to destroy our family units. He's giving the mothers paper money to destroy the family unit just for a few food stamp dollars. And when they owe us that, when there's our money that they're stealing from us, they stole from us, and now they're giving us back in crumbs to destroy our families. That's all child support is set up for, to destroy the black family, right? I say black because if you are the wheat, you come from black, and you are black. I don't care how light skinned you are. You are of the Israelite race. That's who I'm calling black. The Israelites, the Moors. That means black. Okay. The Indians, the savages, they called us savages when they came over, although we had cities and towns and we had the best land. The cities that you see now, that's where our cities were, right? Okay. So he's gathering up the tear right now for that fire. So you can keep on trying to make your race better and don't want to acknowledge where you come from. We're not worried about that. But we can't let these oppressors, we can't let them.
Also saying, quote, they did that to black people.
We can't let these oppressors tell us who we are. That's our First Amendment right. We got to go. If not, they're going to get rid of the Constitution, and we're going to have to go back to that war. We're going to have to fight these people to get them off our backs, because they're gonna put us back under the Jim Crow laws. We're not gonna, and the Christian codes, and they're not gonna, you keep begging them people to govern us. You begging them people to be slavers over you when you vote in their system and stuff, right? So that's what Whoopi's talking about. Stop letting your oppressors. She talking to us to tell you who you are. She's fighting hard, man. She's by herself, and she's saying, I don't have long to live. I'm old, so I'm not about to let you small hats and you oppressors uh, scare me into not doing what I'm supposed to do on this earth. Okay, she's been working for y'all all them years, and now she decided, man, she want to use her First Amendment right and call her ancestors into play, and take on her ancestry name, and y'all gonna fight us on that? Y'all gonna try to lock her up and take money from her? I'm standing in behalf of everybody that will fight this government, uh, because they're not our governors, right? We are free, regardless of them occupying us or not. We are still free. Why? Because we have a governor, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay, we have laws. We have the Peace and Friendship Treaty. Look that up. We have the rights of indigenous people. We have the Clearfield document showing who these people are. They're nothing but a corporation, and they have violated all those treaties, which cannot be uh, abridged. They got us buying licenses and shooting us down in cars. Look at my video where we stopped those police officers, but all praise to the Most High, from shooting that girl in the car. Look at that. Look on my channel, and see that where we stopped at. And do you know, New Year's Eve, they did it right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. They did a black man like that. He parked. He was in a rental car. He parked in his grandmother's yard and was staying out there. He didn't call and tell her. He parked in her driveway, and he had his gun in his lap. He went to sleep. He was staying out there. I guess he didn't have nowhere to go, and he put his gun in his lap to protect himself. Bear arms. He had a right to bear arms. That's the Constitution, Second Amendment. And those police walked up, looked in his car, saw he was asleep, bagged back up, pulled their guns out, and hollered and woke him up. And I guess he wanted to put his gun away. He figured they was gonna walk up on it. He didn't know they already saw it. When he moved to put his gun up, they shot him in the back, man. They shot through his car and killed him. And his grandmother had called them in there just to see who he was. They didn't ask them to shoot in that car, but that's the same thing we stopped the other day. Them from killing this black girl, this black woman. These people are devils, man, and God is about to bring them down. Remember, recompense is coming to these people. Every time they hit us, he gonna hit them twice as hard, right? They just showed they just showed all the people that died. They just showed all the people that died in 2022. All of those Caucasians, man. All of those, they only gonna show the people they call famous. Man, they lost we lost about 5. I don't say we lost, because those actors and entertainers, they are white, brown people. Okay, they're sellouts. But they lost a ton of people, man. And God is killing them every day. He's getting rid of them. And we should be praying that he get rid of more of them, that more of them fall. Because until these people are annihilated on the earth, the so-called good white people ain't going to be able to breathe. And none of us are going to be able to breathe, because they got their foot on the world's neck, man. And we need them off the earth. So we praying that God get rid of his enemies, because they are our enemies. Because if they hate God, they hate his people. And that's why these so-called small hats are trying to claim that they are the people and that somebody's doing something to them. They got us in a catch-22. We can't come back to our identity without them, because every time we claim who we are and our heritage, they claim that we're hurting, that we're doing something to attack them. That's the slick. You gotta remember we dealing with devils, man. The devil's slick, man. That's one of his weapons. Is that when we come back to God, they get to holler and say, "Wait, you're hurting me, Gwendolyn on Beowulf. They harming me. You harming me. Them demons talking about you harming me when we claim our heritage back." And we want God to shut they doggish mouth for wagging their tongue against us. He promised he would do it, and we praying that he do it. Every one of y'all that start talking about that anti-sentiment, anti-Shemite, we want God to shut y'all's mouth. We want God to destroy y'all. Every one of y'all, every time we claim our identity and y'all jump up and say anti-Shemite, we want God to slap your tongue out your mouth. And we praying that happen. To keep on playing with God and see if it don't happen. Let's finish this up.
But it doesn't change the fact that you could not tell a Jew on a street, you could find me, you couldn't find them. That was
She was saying that all of y'all was one race. So if the Jews and the Gentiles are different, if y'all two different, it's only the Jews and the Gentiles. So if you white, you a white Gentile. You are the white Gentile. You of Esau. But if you black, you could be a Gentile or you could be a Jew. She's claiming her heritage, and you saying no, you're anti-Semite. She's a Semite. How can she be anti-Semite? She's claiming Semite. She's not claiming to be a Canaanite or a Japhite. She's claiming Semite from the and not only Shemite, she's claiming to be the Jew from the tribe of Judah. You people are liars and devils.
the point I was making. The Times said when the reporter reminded Goldberg that Nazis identified Jews as a race, she rebutted, "The oppressor is telling you what you are. Why are you believing them? They're not
Okay,
Nazis." The article
she's saying the oppressor is telling you who you are. Go look it up. She's saying the oppressors are telling you who you are, why you believe in them. That's what I'm saying to the Christian race, to the 1/3 and the 2/3. Why are we believing this lie that they are telling? We can't believe nothing they're saying. You got to listen to the Israelites. They're putting out the news and the history. They're leading us back with the truth, to the truth. Okay? They're doing what Christ told them to do, is go out and gather up the lost sheep and lead them back to the Father, which is the Old Testament. Read the first 5 books of your Bible, and God will rightly divide that truth in you and show you everything that you need to know. Okay? All praise to the Most High.